Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood updates here. Remember to subscribe for the latest videos. But today, we step into the thrilling world of boxing, a place where pain meets glory, where sweat becomes a symbol of sacrifice, and where champions are not only born, but also reborn. Today, we bring you a powerful, emotional, and deeply inspiring story of one man's return, not just to the ring, but to his true self. This is the story of Oleksandr Gvozdyk, the Ukrainian warrior who has stunned the boxing world once again by winning his first fight of 2025 with a spectacular knockout in the third round. A fight that was more than just a match. It was a message of resilience, of redemption, and of the unshakable spirit that continues to burn inside this extraordinary fighter. It was April 19th, 2025. The location? Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California. A place that would soon be remembered as the setting for one of the most emotional and electric comebacks in recent boxing history. As fans gathered under the lights, buzzing with anticipation, no one truly knew what to expect from Gvozdyk. After all, his last victory came back in September 2023. Since then, he had tasted defeat against the formidable David Benavidez in June 2024, a loss that left many questioning whether the former world champion could ever reclaim his spark. Some doubted him. Others whispered that his best days were behind him. But Gvozdyk, he stayed silent. He trained. He endured. And when the world looked away, he sharpened his weapons, not just of steel and speed, but of heart and soul. Stepping into the ring against Anthony Hollaway, a tough and respected American fighter, Gvozdyk didn't just walk into a fight. He walked into a storm of expectations, questions, and pressure. The bout was scheduled for 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division, but those rounds wouldn't be needed, because what happened in the third round will be remembered for a long, long time. After a cautious first 2 rounds where both fighters tested each other's rhythm, Gvozdyk exploded into action. At just 30 seconds into the third round, he launched a devastating left hook that sent Holloway to the canvas. It was sudden, it was clean, but it wasn't over. Holloway, brave and determined, got back on his feet, only for Gvozdyk to deliver another blistering left hook that forced the referee to step in. The fight was officially stopped at 1:37 into round 3. Just like that, Oleksandr Gvozdyk was back. Not only did he win, he dominated, sending a chilling reminder to the boxing world. He is still a force to be reckoned with. With this victory, Gvozdyk now holds a professional record of 21 wins and 2 losses, with 17 of those wins by knockout. That's not just a stat, that's a legacy. But to truly understand the magnitude of this comeback, we must look beyond the numbers. We must go deeper into his journey, into the darkness he had to walk through, into the silence he had to bear, and into the fire that forged his return. Born in Kharkiv, Ukraine, Gvozdyk was a promising young boxer, long before the world knew his name. With discipline, precision, and power in both hands, he rose through the amateur ranks with sheer will. His bronze medal at the 2012 London Olympics announced his arrival on the international stage, but it was in the professional arena where his legend truly began to form. He became the WBC light heavyweight champion in 2018 after defeating Adonis Stevenson, a brutal fight that not only tested his physical limits, but also had tragic consequences. Stevenson was hospitalized with a life-threatening brain injury, and Gvozdyk was deeply affected. While he had won the belt, he had also seen firsthand the unforgiving nature of this sport. It wasn't just about belts and glory. It was about life and death. That moment changed him. After defending his title once, Gvozdyk lost it to Artur Beterbiev in 2019 in a unification bout. The loss was painful, but not career-ending. However, what followed was unexpected. Gvozdyk stepped away from boxing. Some thought he was done for good. He focused on business, on family, on rebuilding himself outside the ring. But like all true warriors, he couldn't stay away forever. There was something unfinished, a fire that hadn't gone out. He returned to boxing in 2023 and picked up 2 wins before facing David Benavidez in 2024. That loss, though brutal, wasn't a defeat of the spirit. It was a spark. It made him hungry again. It reminded him of who he was. And April 19th, 2025, proved that the nail, as he's known, was sharpened and ready to pierce through the doubts once more. But this fight wasn't just a personal redemption story. It was symbolic for an entire nation, with Ukraine still enduring hardships and fighting for its freedom on the global stage. Every Ukrainian victory becomes more than a personal achievement. Gvozdyk's win echoed far beyond the ropes of the ring. It was a message of Ukrainian strength, resilience, and pride. It reminded the world that no matter the odds, no matter the pain, the spirit of Ukraine cannot be broken. In many ways, Gvozdyk carried the weight of a country's hope with him that night, and he delivered. Fans and commentators have been quick to shower praise. Boxing analysts are calling this version of Gvozdyk the most dangerous we've seen since 2018. His technique remains razor-sharp, but it's the mental clarity and determination that have elevated his game. There's a stillness to him now, a confidence born not from arrogance, but from survival. He's been to the edge, he's fallen, and he's risen. The big question now, what's next for Gvozdyk? With this emphatic win, talks have already begun about a potential rematch with Beterbiev, or even a clash with younger contenders like Dmitry Bivol or Gilberto Ramirez. The light heavyweight division is heating up, and Gvozdyk's return has thrown gasoline on the fire. Will he aim for the title again? Will he continue to fight just to silence the critics? Or is this part of a farewell tour where he wants to go out on his own terms, with nothing left to prove? Whatever the path, one thing is clear: Oleksandr Gvozdyk has nothing more to prove, and yet everything's still to conquer. His story resonates far beyond boxing. It's the story of anyone who's ever been broken, doubted, or dismissed. The story of someone who faced failure, not with excuses, but with effort. Of someone who lost, but never quit. That's why his comeback matters. Not because it adds another win to a record, but because it gives hope to those who feel like their fight is over. Gvozdyk shows us that sometimes the best victories come after the hardest defeats. In a time where the sports world is full of quick fame and short-lived stardom, Gvozdyk represents something different, something timeless. A throwback to the days when warriors were defined not just by how they won, but by how they got back up after falling. His return is not just a comeback, it's a reawakening. As fans continue to watch the highlight reels, as social media buzzes with clips of that knockout left hook, as analysts break down every move, and as the whispers of, "Is Gvozdyk back?" turn into roars of "Gvozdyk is here," one truth remains. This was more than a fight. It was a resurrection. So, to every young boxer watching, to every dreamer who has faced defeat, and to every Ukrainian who needed a reason to smile, Gvozdyk's third-round knockout win was not just a victory, it was a statement, a reminder that grit never ages, that champions don't retire, they evolve, and that sometimes the most beautiful chapters are written after everyone else thinks the story is over. Thank you for watching Daily Gossip. If this story inspired you, moved you, or simply reminded you of what true perseverance looks like, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll keep bringing you the moments that matter, the stories behind the glory, the truth behind the headlines, and the heart behind the punches. Until next time, stay strong, stay passionate, and never stop fighting for your own comeback.